Hi everyone, how you doing? You welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. On today's video, we'll be drafting and cutting this beautiful backless halter neck shirt with standing collar. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post new videos. And yeah, please don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with your soul friends. So guys, let's jump right into it. To cut out the backless halter neck shirt, the first to do is to get your startup line. This is my startup line here. After getting your startup line, now you get the button allowance because we are cutting out a shirt. So for button allowance, I'll make use of 2 inches for my button allowance. This 2 inches here. So I'm through with the marking out of my button allowance. Now the next you do is to get the width of your neckline. Because this is a shirt, I will make use of 2.5 for the width of my front neckline. I'll be drafting the front and the back neckline on this pattern paper. Then for the depth of my front neckline, I will do 3 inches. But the width is 2.5. Now connect this line together. I'm through with the connecting of the front neck. Now the next we do is to mark the back neckline. So for the back neckline, we'll make use of the 2.5 for the width of the neckline. Then 1 inch is for the depth of my neckline for the back. So now you connect this way. I'm through with the connecting of my neckline. Now the next to do is to get your chest line. To get your chest line, divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5. After doing that, I have 7.5. So for my startup line here, I'll come down by 7.5 inches. And I will mark this on the center back also 7.5. So now connect with a straight line. After getting your chest line, now you get the bust point. From the startup line, you get your bust point, which is 10 inches. My bust point is 10 inches here. Mark down 10 inches for bust point. Then after getting your bust point, you get from shoulder down to your waist. Shoulder down to waist, I'm working with 16 inches here. Then after getting shoulder to waist, you get the length of the shirt. So the length of my shirt is 24 inches. Then I'll add 1 inches for folding allowance. That will give me 25 inches. So now connect these lines together. I'm through with the connecting of the lines. Now the next you do is to put down your shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 14. You divide your shoulder by 2. So 14 divided by 2 will give me 7 inches here. Then I'll come down by 1 inches for the shoulder slope here. So I'll connect this 1 inches down to the width of my neckline. After connecting the line, you come down on your chest line also and mark 7 inches, which is your shoulder line, and you connect with a straight line this way. Now you check what you have. From this 1 inches mark here, we have 6.5 divided by 2. We have 3.25 here. Then you come in by half inches. So first, I'll connect with a straight line. Then I'll finish up my curl. So after doing this, now the next you do is to divide your bust by 4. The bust I'm working with is 36. 36 divided by 4 will give me 9 inches. Here on my chest line, I'll put down 9 inches. Then the next I'll do now is to divide the waist by 4. The waist I'm working with is 28 inches. 28 divided by 4 will give me 7 inches here. So after dividing my waist, now divide the hip also. You divide your hip and drop it on the length of your shirt. So the hip I'm working with is 38. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.5. So here I'll put down 9.5. So now after doing all this, now you connect from your chest line down to your waist. So connect this way, chest down to waist. Then waist down to the hip, like this. So we are done connecting the lines together. This is when you're drafting a basic shirt or a basic bodice. This is how you go about it. But no, this we are modifying it a bit. Is a halter neck shirt. So to do that, you come from on your neckline first, this width of your neckline here, you come in by 1 inches. This 1 inches, we use half inches to join the collar to the shirt. The remaining half inches I use it to pipe the armhole. After doing this now, because this shirt we are drafting is a halter neck shirt, we can't use this armhole anymore. So you just cancel this. We are not working with this armhole. So now we're making use of our bust points as the armhole. I'll place my curve this way. From this 1 inches we have here, I don't know if you can see this. From the 1 inches we have here, I'll just connect down to my bust points. This is the new armhole we are working with. After getting the halter neck now, we have to go to step 2. Step 2 is the waist. We have to cover the back a little. To do that, you divide what you have on your waist. Here we have 7 inches. I'll divide what I have here, 7 inches by 2, which is 3.5. So I'll come in here by 3.5. Is to cover the back a little. Then I'll add 1 inches for seam allowance. You can do more than 1 inches, but I'm okay with 1 inches. Then this 1 inches we have here, now you just connect this straight line. From here down, you just connect it with a straight line down this way. Connect it to the bust point. So after doing this now, the next you have to do is to work on the hem of your shirt. So for the hem of my shirt, on the side of my shirt here, I'll come up by 1.5 inches. Yeah. So after you come up by 1.5 inches here, on your center front here, you do 0.75. This is 0.75. So yeah, I came down from the length of my shirt by 0.75. So now connect my curve ruler this way. This is how you connect the hem of your shirt. Then you take it down to the back. After connecting the hem of your shirt now, the next you have to do is to connect your armhole down to the back. So you just connect the armhole down to the back. You can't just stop here. You can't stop here. You connect to the back this way. So now we'll cut out. After doing this now, the next you have to do is to measure what you have on your neckline before you cut out. Now you measure your back neckline down. We have 3 inches for the back neckline. You cut out your front neckline. So that 3 inches, we have to write it somewhere so we'll not forget. 3 inches for the back neckline. Back neckline is 3 inches. So now I'll cut this on my fabric. I'm through cutting on the pattern. Then I've gone ahead also to cut on my fabric. Now the next I did is to add 1 more inches on my button allowance. So my button allowance now is 3 inches on the width. Now just before I separate my pattern paper, I'll give my button allowance a lunge like this, and on the neck also you give it a lunge also like this. So now after doing this, now you separate your fabric from the pattern paper. Now the next you do is to go to your ironing table. You fold on 1 inches first, but before you fold, you have to use your interface like paper stay or stay for your button allowance. And if you don't have paper stay, you can make use of Emmy gum. So I'm through with the ironing. I use paper stay for the interfacing. Then I fold 1 more time. Then I fold the other time, which is the last one. Now I'll go and sew on this line here on this side of my front. Then I'll repeat the same thing also on this other side. I'm through with the sewing of the button allowance. You can see how it looks at the back, and this is the front. Now the next you do is to pipe the armhole here. So I cut out the pieces of the material. So you sew from the front first round the armhole this way. So after sewing it, you can see the way I sew. You sew from the front, then you give it a good press. After pressing it, now you fold this way. Start to fold from the up here. You fold one more time in like this. So you go and sew this down. I'm through with the sewing. You can see how it looks at the back. This is the back and this is the front. Now the next we have to do is to work on the neckline. So for the neckline, you measure around your neckline. For the back neckline, we have 3 inches. So now you start to measure this way. Round down here, we have 8.5. So now this is what we'll be cutting on the collar, 8.5 on fold. I'll be making use of this pattern paper to draft out the collar. After measuring, we have 8.5 is on fold. When you want to cut your collar, you cut on fold. This line here serve as that when I'm cutting, it will be on fold. I came in by 1 inches, and this line here is the startup line. Now, after measuring down the neckline for the front and the back, we have 8.5 inches. So here we'll mark 8.5 inches. Come here also and mark 8.5 inches. So now I'll just fold a straight line here. This is where my collar will stop, which is the 8.5 inches. Now we're drafting out the collar stand first before we cut out the collar. Now for the back, we have 3 inches. So here I'll mark that 3 inches for the back. Yeah, this is the 3 inches for the back. Then on this line here, we have 8.5. I'll come up by half inches here. We have half inches. Now connect this half inches line down to this 3 inches. We come here and mark. So now for the collar stand, I'll come up by 1.25 here. Then I'll mark 1.25 down like this. So now I'll connect the line back. I'll connect this dot line we have here back this way. So this is the collar stand. Now the next you do is to come in from this line we have here by 1 inches here and mark. So now I'll make use of my curve this way. This is how you just create that curve your collar stand used to have. So after doing this, now we have to mark the width of the collar. So for the width of my collar, I'll come up by 2 inches here and mark. So you mark the 2 inches dotted lines this way. So now connect these lines together. Okay, so after connecting your collar, now this is the collar, this is the collar stand. You just, from this 1 inches we came down, you just mark a slant line this way. So now I'll cut out my collar and I'll cut out the collar stand. So I'm done cutting out my collar and I've cut it also on my collar stay. You can see I'm making use of a collar stay. This is the collar stand and this is the collar. And this is the fabric we'll be using for the collar. So for my collar stand here, I have on fold is 2.5. You can see this is it. And I cut it on fold also. Is on fold. We not cut the pattern on fold, but the fabric is on fold. Now we have 2 here. When you open it up, it's 5 inches. On fold is 2.5. So now I'll go and gum my collar stay to the fabric. So you go and gum your collar stay to the fabric this way. Then I will repeat the same thing also on the collar. I will go and gum it on the fabric, and you can see my collar is on fold and we have 2 pieces of the fabric. This is the collar stay. So now I'll go to the pressing table to press my collar stay to the fabric. I'm through with the pressing of my collar stay to the fabric. Now the next we do is to go to the sewing machine. We'll be sewing round the collar this way to this end here and stop. We are not sewing the hem, we're just sewing from here down to the other side. So I'm through the sewing of the collar. You can see how it looks. And this is the back. I use a black thread so you can see how I sew. After sewing, I trim it off. Now I'll turn this to the front and give it a good press. I'm through the pressing of my collar. You can see how it looks. This is the front and this is the back of the collar. So now the next we have to do is to bring in the collar stand. So you launch the center of your collar this way. This is my center. I've give it a launch already. Then you do the same thing also on your collar stand. So now this side that has the collar stay, you bring it this way, and the collar stand, the place that is having the collar stay, will be facing each other this way. So now we'll go to the machine. We'll be sewing this down. So now I'll go and sew from this end here all round my collar to this other side here and stop. So now I'm through the sewing of the collar stand. You can see how it is. Now I'll trim out the excess, then turn it to the front and give it a good press. I'm through the pressing of my collar. You can see how it looks. This is the front of my collar and this is the back of the collar. After pressing, I have to press down the hem. So we'll be sewing this collar now to the shirt. So you bring your shirt this way, you pin down the shirt to the collar like this. This is how you pin down. So now when you get here also, you pin down like this. We are done with the pinning of this side, then you pin this other side also. You start from your button allowance. That's where you start to pin your collar. Pin down here also. Now I'll go to the machine. I will sew down from my front here, the button allowance, down to this other side. When we get to the center back, you just continue to sew down to the front. I'm through with the sewing of my collar. You can see how it looks. This is the back of the shirt and this is the front of my shirt. So now the next we have to do is to keep the shirt aside, so we'll work on the belt. So this is the belt. The width of my belt is 8 inches here for the width of my belt. The length is by 29 inches. So now I'll go to the machine. I'll be folding my belt like this. Then I will sew to this side of my belt here. But when you get to somewhere here, instead of sewing it straight, you come this way. So I'm through with the sewing of the belt. You can see after sewing, I trim out the excess we have there. This is it. Now I'll turn this to the front. So now this is it. Now you have to give your belt a good press. After pressing it, you'll be joining it to the side here. So you bring the top this way and the belt like this. This side that has joining will be at the top this way. So now I'll go and sew this down. So I'm through the sewing of the belt. You can see I sew from the front of the front of the belt and the front of the shirt will be facing each other. So you sew on 1/2 inches. If you have a serger, you can just serge the side of your top and the hem of your top. And after sewing, the next I did was to give it a good press. So now I'll go to the sewing machine. I will sew this down on the side. Then on my hem also, I'll fold it this way down to the other side. I'll do this for this side of the shirt, then I'll repeat the same thing also on the other side. I'm through with the folding of the side. You can see how it looks. This is it. And I've gone ahead also to fold the hem of my top, like I said. Now the next you do is to fix in your button and the buttonhole. On your left hand side, that's where your button will sit. Then the right hand side, your buttonhole will sit. Now I'll do this and display it for you to see. I'm through with the sewing of the buttonhole and I've fixed in my buttons. Please don't forget your button should be at the left and your buttonhole should be at the right. Thank you, and thank you guys for watching to the end. I really appreciate you all. I'll be seeing you on the next one. God bless you.